Hamas today returned 4 Israeli hostages, returned them in coffins.
It was the first release of hostage remains under the ceasefire deal. Among them were 2 young children. Debora Patta is in East Jerusalem.
Under a grim Gaza sky, 4 coffins were paraded in a Hamas propaganda spectacle. The fighters handed over the bodies of 4-year-old Ariel Bibas and his 9-month-old brother Kfir. Israel says their mother Shiri was not among them. The family has become an indelible symbol of the October 7 terror attack. And as the convoy made its way into Israel, mourners lined the streets to pay their respects. The fragile ceasefire in Gaza is approaching the end of its first phase. On Saturday, 6 more living hostages are expected to be freed. Yael Alexander's son, Idan, will not be among them.
Every release, of course, I'm crying and I'm feeling it's very, very emotional. I also cry because it's not Idan, it's not my boy.
Originally from New Jersey, Idan is thought to be the last living American hostage. He volunteered for the Israeli army after finishing school and is only due to be released in the second stage of the deal. Negotiations for that have not yet begun.
Do you feel that the Israeli government owes you something?
Of course. He came to protect Israel. Where is Israel? They need to protect him. They need to bring him home.
Her message for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu: you cannot stop negotiating now.
Imagine it was you. Imagine you were the father. Your son is held in Gaza tunnels, alive, and still waiting to be released. Why to postpone it? Do it.
And Debora Patta joins us now from East Jerusalem. Debora, you've reported from the region many times. And with this news today, what are you noticing, if anything, about the mood of the Israeli people?
Well, Maurice, for the past 5 weeks, the images of those Red Cross vehicles in Gaza waiting for another hostage exchange have been a symbol of hope here. Hostages released alive after more than 15 months in captivity. But today really marked the first time that Hamas has released the bodies of dead hostages. And it signifies the very sobering reality that there will be more hostages coming home in coffins, that for some families, there will be no longed-for reunion with loved ones.
Debora, what's the prospects for that fragile ceasefire as it moves into its next phases?
Well, John, the next round is going to be a lot harder. Israel and Hamas want very different things. We've heard one Hamas commander say that they are prepared to release all the remaining hostages in one go in exchange for a permanent truce and a full withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza. That's a non-starter for Israel, who has said it will accept nothing less than the complete demilitarization of Gaza with no Hamas presence at all. So we are right back to that thorny question of who is going to control post-war Gaza.